RCJ Productions.
What is up, Motorfest racers? It is I, your wheelman, Alex Cornnut. We're here with the Koenigsegg Agera R. It is a hypercar that is blitzing through the grand race. It's definitely one of the faster ones out there. I'd say right now, based on our testing, it's probably top 5. It's cracked in its top speed, and it hooks in the corners. But being rear-wheel drive, it's a little spicy when you get in the dirt. So all cars have to have a little bit of a downside, right? And I'd say that's this one's. But overall, if you can tame the beast, it is fast. Let me show you what we've got, and let's dig into it. As we tap into the game, the screen goes black because OBS hates me. All right, for the overall vanity on this one, because a lot of people want to know what they're buying into. The visual parts, there's 9 different hoods. They you can go from regular style to carbon fiber, a couple different ones there, a couple different front bumpers. No wide fenders for this setup, so you get what you get. Make sure you put on those vanity tires to get those tires out away from the body, but you really can make it look okay. Like I said, the reason I do vanity tires is you'll see that all these ones keep those rims in that same spot. And then if you go the stock rim, see how we're moving that tire or the rim itself in and out from the body? What you're trying to, the goal is with the vanity items to get that tire as far, or to get the rim itself as far away from the inside of the body, so that way you can give yourself the most stability on track. Everything else is whatever. Also, make sure if you're out here grabbing the Agera R that you slap on a Cornnut crew livery. Surfy's got one for us. Surfy wraps right there. And then our buddy SakuraCommander, who also tuned this car with me, he's got one too. So slap a Cornnut crew livery on there and make it look sweet. Alright, the pro settings. Like I said, SakuraCommander hooked it up. This thing is dialed in, and I really think that if you guys have driven this car and have not set it up this way, this is going to be the way to go. It'll change your life. Alright, first and foremost, you need to run comfort. This is a comfort traction control car. It's the reason I started driving with comfort, is because this thing is that rowdy. But once you've got it, it is the chef's kiss of overall handling performance at the top end when you're going fast. Final drive, we go -2%. It's still got a super top speed, but with that, it gives it a little better handling, and just overall, that -2% is kind of a, it's a bit of a change that I didn't expect, but I do find it doing a little better in the draft after doing that, which is kind of odd. But anyway, so final drive -2%. Grip is 100% both front and rear. Brake balance, you're going to fade that a little bit to the rear, so it's a total of 58% front. For the brake power, 100% as we do. The aero is -11% load in the front and 100% in the rear. So make sure you back it off a little in the front. Springs, we're going to stiffen up the front a lot. That's where the car really needed the most work. So stiffen the springs up, +10% front, and then you're going to go +1% in the rear. For the damper compression, you're going to soften that up in the front and in the rear. You're going to go -10% soft front, 10% soft rear, or -10%, excuse me. Damper rebound, you're going to stiffen it up a little bit in the front. You're going to go +6% front, and you're going to go +6% rear. For the ARB, which is anti-roll bars, you're going to go +10% stiff on the front, and you're going to leave the rear alone. Leave that stock at 0. And then for camber, you're going to go -7% front, and then -0.25% in the rear. So you're going to add just a little camber to the front, lots and lots in the rear. Overall, it gives this car a tremendous amount of mechanical grip. It hooks really great in the corners. Its biggest downside is when you get it in the dirt, because it's a rear-wheel drive car, it is a little rowdy. But if you can tame that, it is incredible to drive, and it's one of my top 5 right now. I still lean into the all-wheel drive cars a little more just because they allow me to really take shortcuts and get crazy with it. But if I know it's all highway or we're going to be doing some top speed sections, this is my preference. So definitely put it in the garage if you don't have it yet. Check out the gameplay footage after this. I think you guys will see that it does handle really well around the test track, and that it's also pretty cracked in the grand race. Other than that, guys, like the video while you're here watching. If you got this far, I greatly appreciate it. It helps get my videos in front of others so they can get the sweet tunes like this one. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Subscribe if you're not. Other than that, we'll see you on the streets, see you on the track, and tune into my streams. We usually are either doing Forza Motorsport or Grand Racing in Motorfest right now. So we like to group up with a bunch of people, and I want to race with you guys. So catch me there. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Here we are on the test track, creating a legend. First race in the Lamborghini playlist. We've got our Koenigsegg Agera R, and we're running clean driving, get a little extra boon there. And then all the way up in the difficulty, everything's off, including nitro. And then we got sequential, comfort, and ABS. And those are the settings I run for the car. Everything else is off. Let's see how fast we can get around the track. Sub 220 is decent for hypercars. I think this car is capable of like 15s. Maybe a little better. It really depends on how good you can hang those first corners in the dirt right there. But it being rear-wheel drive doesn't accelerate quite as hard as some of the other cars do, so you need to be aware of that. Some of the Bugattis and stuff really just tear ass around this track and in other spots. But this one's got a handling characteristic that is really second to almost none. I mean, it just turns incredible. You can just put the car where you'd like, and you'll have no problems going fast with it. Mind you, you get on the dirt, it's going to get a little spicy. Being rear-wheel drive, there's just nothing we can do to stop that unless we make it really understeery, and I'd rather have it corner like it does. I mean, it's kind of like you turn in, and then all of a sudden it hooks up and really turns in. SakuraCommander really knocked it out of the park with the way he set up the suspension and stuff on this one. It handles the curbs really well. You guys will see that I'm kind of floating over them. It's not getting too wild and rowdy on us. This car is one of the ones that really put me into that comfort traction control situation. Like, comfort, comfort, comfort. Without that traction control on, this car is really hard to tame. But as you guys can see, we're just soaking up the corners, soaking up the bumps really, really consistently. You'll see when we go through the dirt right there, it does get a little sideways. And that's just the characteristics of the car. So be aware of that. This is more of the upper tier of driving ability to make this one go. If you're on the concrete and stuff, no problem. No problem. On the road, this thing is incredibly good. But the moment that you start to dip it into the dirt, it's gonna get a little rowdy on you. So be aware of that. If you don't have a hypercar yet, this is kind of like going into straight expert mode right off the cuff. So I would say maybe one of the all-wheel drive like the Lamborghini Revoluto or the Bugatti Centro DC Dicey or any of those other ones are pretty sturdy. This one's great, don't get me wrong. I mean, I can be crazy fast in it. We're a little out of control there, but it is a little harder to drive for that reason, that rear-wheel drive. So just want you guys to be aware. Don't want to set anybody up for failure thinking, oh, I'm going to get one of the fastest cars in the game, and then they can't drive it. Alright, yeah, so we are cooking with gas there. 215.0. That's pretty clean. I think we can go a little faster than that, but that's pretty sturdy. That's a pretty clean run with that car. Let me show you what we've got for the grand race. Let's do some grand racing. Got a different lineup of cars for you guys. Working on that Agera R video for you guys. Basically, whatever section of the track showcases whatever car the best is what I try to use for the grand races. Sometimes that works out really good, sometimes it doesn't. We were omega blessed with a great starting position there, so we will dispatch to that 918 driver immediately because those guys are sketchy. Hanging to the inside of all these corners. This car handles so good. Definitely one of the better handling hypercars. The only downside... Oh! There's our small shooter, dude. And he's got... Dude, he has got himself the Cornnut Crew livery! Let's go! Let's go! Cornnut Crew 1-2. I don't know this guy from the Discord, I don't think. That's awesome, dude. Let's go, buddy. I don't want to murder him. Anybody who's rocking the livery is a friend of mine. Give him that thumbs up, dude. I do think I raced with that guy in the Demon video, the Dodge Demon video, which may or may not be out at this time. I'm not sure. I kind of film in a weird order as far as what I bring you guys. It's whatever car's got a good thumbnail done for it is what comes out for YouTube. Because that thumbnail's like 80% of the battle. Somebody will click on the thumbnail, they'll usually watch the video. Except for a lot of you guys that like subscribe to the channel and you're in for the long haul. We watch whatever we're putting out, right? And I appreciate you guys for that. Alright, we're coming through here. Lots of brakes. I love the way this thing handles. This is a very good car. I think our boy might have the livery, but he might not have the tune. So, out of respect for Small Shooter, we might need to get this video done sooner than later. Hook our boy up with the proper tune so he can hang. In the Alpha GP class, you can go flying through there. Just rotate the car in the air. When you land, it just rotates. In the hypercar, you need to kind of tap the brake on entry after those double humps, and then it allows you to make that corner a little smoother. The Agera is very fast. I think this has been a very good exhibition of what it can do. So if this ends up being the Agera video, or Agera video, the Koenigsegg Agera, it's a good car. Alright, we set this one up, we turn a little bit, make sure we make the checkpoint. Ooh, the Lamborghini Super Trofeo, dude. This is a very good handling race car. It's got all the Lamborghini sounds, I love that. It's not quite as dominant, if you will, as maybe the FXXK or the Italia GT2. I think it lacks a little bit in the acceleration department as compared to those two cars, but it is a very good handling car. And if you're looking to fill up your garage with alternatives, this is still good. I don't want to say, oh, it's meta, because there's still so many cars out there that we haven't set up and raced with super competitively yet. It's hard to say, but this one feels good. It's easy to drive. It grips consistently. You can put it really where you want it, which I think is a big portion of being fast. Being able to have control over the car. If you've got a fast car but it's uncontrollable, it's not an asset to you. It's like having a really nice gun that doesn't have the sights dialed in. You just can't shoot where you want. So this is a very predictable and easy to drive car. And I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it doesn't turn, because it does. It turns in really, really, really well. Like I say, I think its biggest weakness is it just accelerates a little slow. Like this kind of upper range of the RPMs for 6th and 7th gear, it just doesn't quite get you where you want to be as fast as I'd like it to. But you still won't have any problem driving consistently, getting in the draft. This car zooms, and it's just easy to drive, man. And for those of you guys that are kind of working on your skill set, working on getting faster at the grand races, trying to get more wins or get podiums and stuff of that nature, this is a good car for your arsenal. It's going to treat you a little better than some of the rear-wheel drive cars do. It just gets in the dirt a little smoother. It turns in a little nicer. It's not as crazy when you just grab a handful of throttle and then send it. If you've got bad habits where you happen to hit nitrous when you're mid-corner or whatever, it's not going to just murder you. So I would say this Super Trofeo right here, it's the Cornnut seal of approval for sure. And then the last car in our lineup, this NSX is awesome. It is a lot of fun to drive. Make sure you guys throw that wide body kit on it. I'm sure I touched on it in the build video, but because I always shoot those at a later date after I've already got the gameplay footage. Yeah, because what I do is, my order of operations, you guys, when I'm doing these videos, is I do tune the car, set up the car, race the car. When I'm happy with the car, I continue to race the car and then get gameplay footage with it. And then when I get good gameplay footage, I'm like, okay, yes, that's what I want to bring to the people. That was a good exhibition of speed. And then the day that I decided to release the video is usually the same day I do the build video on it for you guys. And the reason is, I've done tunes in the past, like get the video done, it's dialed in, I'm happy with it, and then as far as the video, and then I'll race the car, and I'll be like, ooh, it needs a little bit less there, a little something different there. And then I'll change something and then race with it, and then I'm happy with it. But then I've changed what was done in the build video, so I have to go back and make a whole nother one. So I kind of set up the car, race the car, film that, and then once I know that I'm consistent and happy with that, that's what I bring to you guys to make sure that there's consistency there and you're getting the final product, which you also get to see me race. And I don't think everybody's tuning in to necessarily see me race so much as they want to see how the car handles. And this one handles good. It's a little rowdy in the rear end, but a little oversteer is okay. You guys want that. It's not a bad thing. You'd rather have a car that oversteers than understeers. Little couple squirts of nitrous and it zooms right out of the corners. I know that there's some people that have got their boost management down really well and they're just having PTSD watching me race. There's a shortcut right there. You can just go degen right through the grass and cut a straight line to that checkpoint. I'm a little hesitant to do that because when it does work, it's great. If I'm in second place and I need to risk, I'll do it. But when I'm out front, I don't want to go into the dirt, maybe get a little loose, get a little aggressive with my nitrous, and then spin out. I'm getting off the throttle to turn in, excuse me, and then just sometimes tapping the brakes a little bit to help it turn in a little more. And that really helps this car with its turning angle and stuff. Like that, looked like we were going to overshoot the corner, but as it turns out, the brakes are set up good enough on this thing that you have no problem with it. This is one of my more favorite cars right now recently that I've been running with. I really do like it. Shout out to SakuraCommander for helping me with all these tunes. That guy is just a huge asset to the Cornnut crew, and I wouldn't be able to make these videos as consistently as I do without him, so thank you to him for that. Our man Small Shooter got second place. He's up there in that Cornnut crew livery. I don't know that guy. Hopefully you watch the videos, dude, and hit me up in the Discord. Be like, dude, that's me, because I'd love to say hi. Anybody who's out there repping the liveries, man, when I see you guys, I make sure not to smash you. Everybody else, it's on the table. But that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.